great morning, wonderful morning, spectacular morning, outstanding morning, magnificent morning. Oh, yes. Again, the beautiful reminder of choice that we all have. You have a choice. I have a choice. We all have a choice. And what is the choice that we have? The choice of thought, the choice to give meanings to every moment of your life. Oh, here's the one moment right here. Oh, here's another one. Oh, here's another one and another one. And there's all those ones in between those ones. But again, really grab on to what I'm saying here. Your life is this everlasting now, of which in every one of those nows, which is right now, that you get to choose how you're going to see things, what you're going to make things mean, what somebody says, what somebody does, what you've done, all of it, even your results. You get to decide what it means, all of it. And again, why is that so important? Why do I go over this so many times again and again and again and again? Well, first of all, because repetition's the mother of learning, but primarily though, because we're here to help you to understand that. See, we want you to apply that in your life, to literally choose to think good thoughts, to give good meanings to everything. I remember this talk that I heard from Tony Robbins. And the question that he asks, and he asks actually a lot of people when he first speak with them is, well, what are you grateful for? And what's interesting is how most people answer with the things that they're grateful for. In other words, the good that's there. And then he follows up with this, well, what about those other things that happened that you didn't like? He goes, oh, I'm not grateful for those. Why not? You can't just like pick and choose in terms of what's going to shape the character of you. And then he goes further to point out that all of those things, the good, the bad, all of it, they actually help to shape and form the character of who you are today. Think about that one. All of it. Life is happening for you. It's not happening to you. See, there is a beautiful meaning that you can give to everything that you're going through. But unfortunately, that's not something that a lot of people see. Why? Because they're so stuck in the cycle of life is happening to me. And if that's you, I suggest you say goodbye to that. I suggest you go, see ya later, alligator. I'm gone and you're gone. No, that's no longer how I think. Which leads me to the reminder, too, as well. You don't become what you think about most of the time, you become how you're thinking most of the time. Now, let's go back with regards to why, again, am I bringing this up? Well, because we want you to think this way. This right way of thinking will lead to the right results for you, the right outcomes. But see, this is where you've got to do the work. This is where you must apply what's being shared with you. You look at in terms of this beautiful gem that we've been studying. Yeah, there's a lot of really great information here, but guess what? It's not going to do jack shit for you if you just collect it, if you memorize it. The only way that this has power, that this has power, that this has power, or anything else that we share with you, okay, this is if it's something that's applied in your life, something that's used. See, that's where you get the understanding. That's where you go, oh, I get it. And then you realize that you didn't have it at all because you get a deeper level of understanding. Boy, that one's a mind bender there. So, again, with that being said, make sure that you are diligently applying this information. Now, make sure you have your goal card. Wave it. Here we go. Wave it. Here we go. Ooh, wave your goal card. Yes. Remember, it's not about this goal card. It's about how you feel about it. It's about the importance that you've placed on it. You don't manifest what you write down on a goal card unless you've connected with it. With that being said, most people think, oh, I write it down, but it's not working for me. Why? Because you're not connected to it, because you're looking at it as words, as something intellectual for you. No, no longer the case for you. You got to feel it, just like Neville Goddard says to do. Feel it. Feeling is the secret. Feel it. Oh my gosh, that's when it externalizes. All right, so let's go into this, shall we? Let's dive into where we are in this beautiful gem of the master key system where we're talking about money and how to attract more money into your life. How many of you want more money? Type in the comments dollar signs. Yes, you want more money. Okay, this is going to share with you how to attract more of that so that there's more money at the end of the month instead of more month at the end of the money. Yeah, we don't like that, do we? No. So, no, there's no longer anything you're going to accept or allowed to be in you anymore. All right, so let's do this. Ready? One, two, three, boom. Here we go. Now, here we talked about this yesterday and about the page that we left off on. It was page 373, where we were talking about the principles here. So here we're going to go to part 23. Money consciousness. You must have money consciousness in order to deliver money as a result in your life. Wallace Wattles talks about this beautifully in The Science of Getting Rich. You have to think in a certain way in order to deliver the results of that certain way. Remember, your outer world is a reflection of what's happening in your inner world. If you want to change the outer world, if you want to change how much you earn materially, then you've got to change what's happening in your inner world. You've got to rid yourself of the ideas that are not in harmony with that. Remember, things are not brought into existence by thinking of their opposites. Now, notice what he says here. The money consciousness is an attitude of mind. It's an attitude of mind. It is the open door to the arteries of commerce. Oh, that's so beautiful. You want to open the door to the arteries of commerce? Oh, shift your attitude of mind when it comes to money. It is the receptive attitude. Desire is the attractive force which sets the current in motion, and fear is the great obstacle by which the current is stopped and completely reversed, turned away from us. Now, here I'm going to expand on this so that you can see what the real cause is when it comes to fear. Remember, fear is an effect. Write that in your notes. Fear is an effect. Write this in your notes too. My emotions are effects. And these effects, they turn into causes. With that being said, when you have fear and when you say that you are afraid of whatever it is, you've got to understand that that's not what's causing you to not move forward. It's what's causing the fear that's the primary issue. And you know, it's so interesting. I remember reading about this, and in Napoleon Hill's book, he talks about the six ghosts of fear, but he doesn't go deep enough. I mean, think about all those ghosts of fear: fear of old age, fear of failure, fear of success. Okay, fear, fear, fear. Yeah, you're not supposed to have fear, but see, most people don't understand that fear is caused by something. Every one of those fears is caused by one thing and one thing alone. And that's nothing more than worry and doubt. See, that's what you've got to deal with. And yes, while it's true that fear is an obstacle that's there, the fear is happening because of a process within your mind of worry and doubt. And I have news for you. If you do not eliminate that worry and doubt, you will continue to have fear, which means you'll most likely have this feeling of anxiety, which is something that's expressed from fear. And then if you don't deal with that, it'll get worse and turn into suppression and then lead to depression. And notice how all of it starts in a cycle of worry and doubt, which is all a life rooted in ignorance. That's the only problem you have. Ignorance. And ignorance is filled with worry and doubt when it comes to the thought processes that are all about us. I mean, just listen to the things that people say. Maybe the things that you say when you're afraid. Isn't it interesting how it's all rooted in you worrying and doubting? Bringing in your precedent, their past, and then thinking, or I should say, imagining things that aren't in your favor when it comes to the future, that's worry and doubt. That's what we love here with what we're doing and helping people to see at a very deep and beautiful level, of which I'm really grateful for learning from Bob Proctor. Helping people to rid themselves of that cycle of worry and doubt so that they don't have that fear which stunts them. Now, with that being said, yes, it is a challenge to shift that narrative to remove yourself from fear to faith, in other words, to tap into the belief. With that being said, this is where practice comes into play and where you can eliminate that. Now, think about that. That's something that you can use for anything in your life. It's something that you can use to deliver an incredible amount of income into your life if you'll just deal with what's causing the fear, which is nothing more than worrying down. See, there the understanding comes into play, and that's what we're helping you to see. And that's what we want you to see. This is what we want you to have for yourself. So with this, I'm going to change it to be deeper and more to the point. Desire is the attractive force which sets the current in motion, and worry and doubt is the great obstacle by which the current is stopped or completely reversed, turned away from us. And guess who gets to choose whether or not that's going to continue? It's you. Point to yourself. Me, 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 me. Now, for those of you who are watching this live stream, if you want to dive deeper into what we're sharing, then go to elevitality.com and go register for Master Your Mind, where you will be able to access these lives and access the recordings, because yes, we record.